resonates with them, what doesn't, what they think their own strengths are, and then not only like understand their context, but bring them into what we call participatory design and being part of the design process. So that means like thinking about how things can improve for themselves.
Let's pause there for 1 second, because I think this is the crux of it coming down to it. So let's because everybody thinks, to your point at the beginning, people need to see how it benefits them, right? So let's start with that one thing, which is critical, involving the stakeholders, right? Starting with the end in mind, right? So we have to make this so it's going to positively impact that person. Let's go up the chain, right? Let's talk about what's in it for that teacher, right? And then we're not going to stop there. We're going to keep going up the chain. Why would that be of value to that teacher or the teachers?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we're involving students throughout the, ed tech development process, that means it's resonating with the students who these teachers are going to be teaching. And maybe they'll find, I mentioned before, like, there's no relevance in Algebra 1 content for a lot of students. Maybe it's like, then the product developers can find relevant ways of like engaging students, or directional ways as you think about, the pedagogy or other materials the teacher can use that can make it actually easier for them. And we don't stop at the students either, right? Yeah, making it easier.
Well, we got to find out what's in it for the teacher, right? So that's one thing. It's easier for the teacher, right? What else is in it for the teacher? Because I do believe teachers value student achievement. They value collaboration, right? They value well-behaved classrooms. Is all of that in it for the teacher? Do you think that is an outcome?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like the kinds of frustrations that we hear from teachers as well, in kind of like thinking about how, even if something is easy for them to use or relevant for them, like just their students are totally struggling through it or what have you. This happens so much with digital technology, where either there's a huge disconnect, either like the teacher is able to use the software really well, or the students are, but not both. And so I think kind of like taking those perspectives into view helps us understand how to best design for those who are actually in the classroom. So,
So now we have, it benefits the students because they're going to be more engaged in it, okay? It benefits the teacher because the students are more engaged. If they value better behaved classrooms, if they value the job being easier, if they value student learning, this benefits them. Let's just zoom out one more. Let's go to the school leader. How does it benefit them?
Yeah. So the idea, if it connects correctly, is that performance should be better, like in terms of students in your school, which and oftentimes, unfortunately, is connected to resources, right? So I think it's like everybody is dependent on student performance, but oftentimes a lot of what happens, like in terms of students' failure to perform, has to do with the decisions of the very people who are dependent on student performance. So the idea is that if you kind of do these things and you understand like what is resonating with students, you understand student context as well, like what are the challenges that they're facing, or where can they actually think about making things better, then what we hope is that it would result in in better performance from students, which would benefit those in charge of the school.
So let's talk about some of those benefits though, right? In my mind, right, I think about, you got happier teachers because their students are performing better and they're getting them in touch with their reinforcers, which means school leaders, you have less challenges, you have better retention, you're getting better student achievement, right? Your job gets easier because you don't have all those headaches. Parents are happier. So we get this, I call it behavioral karma, right? It's this ripple effect across the whole school.
Yeah.
And then I can keep going. I'm not going to keep putting you up, but so we can go to district leadership, and now your schools are improving better, and we go up to state leadership. And this is the thing, we're coming back with the end in mind, right? And making sure that those people are being involved in it. That's important for them because it has this impact up the entire chain, a positive impact, because good systems, they create more reinforcement for value added behavior. So then you got to design in order to get that resource to them. What do all those people up the chain now need to do to make that happen? Because if we're going to get this learning technology, what's the teacher going to do? And that's what we were talking about earlier, designing that system to make it work. But starting with what's valuable for each person, I think is first and foremost. If there's not value in it for them, you're going to get breaks in the chain. So helping people to align what they're doing and why that's going to be valuable to them, it creates a want for them to engage in those behaviors required, because at first they're not going to get those outcomes, right? It's going to take a minute to get them to behave well enough and long enough that they're going to start to see the success for themselves.